Awesome. So this is out now?
Yeah, Baking Wisdom is newly out, and yeah, it's 450 pages, 150 recipes. It weighs 5 pounds.
Yeah.
I weighed it. So you can burn calories while you are browsing the book.
I mean, particularly because you're going to eat all these confections. You got to get your workout in first.
Exactly.
Funny story. When the book arrived, my wife had gotten the mail. And so she picked up the box and was just like, what in the world? What did you order? I was like, I don't think I ordered anything. she's like, oh, hold on. I think it's a book. It's just like, oh my goodness. This is literally the biggest, heaviest baking book that I own now. And I don't need any of the other ones because this is the best.
Well, thank you very much. That's awesome. You'll find each recipe has references. We call them bites of wisdom because your wife has probably discovered this. The front of the book has all those tips. So if you're having a moment and you're in the middle of the recipe saying, oh my gosh, I think I over whipped the egg whites. Or how do I know if I've got medium peak versus a soft peak? It's at the front of the book. And that's why we put 2 bookmarks. The ribbons are in there so that you can go mark that reference point, but not lose your spot where you are in the recipe.
Man, you really thought this book through in such a detailed way that I don't think I've ever experienced. I've never seen scale photos in a cookbook before that I'm aware of.
Awesome.
And the ribbon? Yeah, I didn't even notice the ribbon until you just said that. But yeah, it's got a ribbon.
It's got a ribbon, lots of how-to photos.
Two of them, so you can keep 2 important spots.
Yeah,
so your recipe and then the tips, so you can go back and forth.
Yeah, and basically, when we take the photos for the book, my photographer lives in Vancouver, so she flies in and basically lives here for a week, and then, so she's here all day. We've got her captive, so she just takes pictures as we're baking. So that's why you see so many step-by-step, because she's just here. And she's amazing. Janice she's magical when it comes to light. She just has her camera. We have no artificial lights. She can just manipulate daylight. She's a light whisperer, and she can make a photo look like it's Saturday morning, or it's a Tuesday evening, or it's a formal occasion or casual. So she just shoots while I'm cooking. And oh my gosh, we had thousands of photos to go through by the time we're done, but so many of them made it into the book, which is great because when I did that first photo on film, you had to print color photos pages separately from the text. We were allowed 16 color photos to represent the entire book. And that was the way for my first 3 or 4 books, then finally printing allowed for, color and text on one page with a budget to match. It was about budgets. And so now
Photoshop came out and they were like, okay, we can just hit print now. Yeah. It's fine.
So now we're allowed tons of step-by-step photos on every page.
Yeah.
And so we thought, with baking, you want that. Because what I don't want is that little bit of doubt in the back of your mind. It's like, should this be like this? But then the reference is there. He's like, it's okay. It looks the same in the photo. Or if it's not, sometimes I used to write recipe notes it'd be at the bottom of the recipe or off to the side of the page, where when you flip through a method, you'll see in a different color those tips. And those are those tips that are in that moment. So when you're making the cake batter, there's a cake tip.
Yeah.
Okay, you're wondering if the batter should be thick? Yes, it should be. And if it isn't, this is what you do to fix it. And then that follows chronologically where you are in the recipe, those little bits of guidance.
Brilliant, my dear. You have innovated. And I didn't even think about technology in books, because we think of books as just, they've been around forever and
old school,
right? And how can you make a written word tech book with pictures into technology? And I think you did it.
There it is. We tried anyhow.
Well,
it feels good. It feels good.
It does.